Hello writers, I wanted to make a quick video and just go over the annotated bibliography and what will be expected from you. So the first thing to remember is that you should have two sources and they should both be scholarly. If you don't know how to find a scholarly peer-reviewed source in the library, you can go to my YouTube page and I have a video about that. If you email me and you ask me, I can just send you the link to the video. But if you go to any of the videos I've posted in the class, you should be able to follow that straight to my YouTube page and find that there, including this video. So I'll try to do that thing that lets me tag the other video here so you can just follow this video to it, but I'm not, I'm kind of old, so I'll do my best. The sources should be listed in alphabetical order. So, your sources always are going to be listed in alphabetical order, whether it's at the end of your paper or in an annotated bibliography. This is just a little thing to keep in mind for every class. So you want to have two sources. You want them to be scholarly peer-reviewed. You want them to be listed in alphabetical order. Your annotations should be written in third person. This is definitely one of the things I, kind of jumps out to me when I'm grading these. It's the first thing I kind of scan for. Is any of those yous, us, are, me, I, any of that. So, you're going to want to look for that. And it's a good idea if you press Control F, you can search for those words to make sure that you didn't accidentally include them. So that's just like a good little tip in any class you're in. All classes, unless otherwise noted, you want to write in third person. So it's just a good tip for all of your essays. If you use a quote in the annotation, make sure that you use an in-text citation. And I'm just going to bring up, if I can, where did I put the sample? And I just have the sample up here. So this is what I had saved on my computer, but you guys should have access to this too, or it'll be a similar sample. So, all right, I have a little bit of an issue here, and this will end up being a problem for you if you do this. It says citation style APA here, but this is an MLA heading, not an APA title page. Never submit APA work with an MLA heading. It doesn't really make sense to me why that was set up that way. So if you're going to use APA, then use your APA title page. If you use MLA, use your MLA heading. And do tell me, just like this, whether you're using APA or MLA, because sometimes I'm grading it and the citation style is not coming across clearly and I have to know how to correct what you're doing. So this one is an APA. Notice that this is fairly long, the annotation. They should be 1 to 2 paragraphs, and an academic paragraph should be 5 sentences or more. So your annotation should be no fewer than 5 sentences, and I would say 100 words. So that's just kind of a good thing to keep in mind in other classes too. Make sure you use a hanging indent. So what you do is when you get to your second line, you press the tab button and that will indent, and you get to the third line, you press the tab button. If it doesn't work, if you press the tab button and it shifts everything over, including the first line, what you're going to want to do is go to the end of this line, click enter, and when it takes you down to the next line, then you hit your tab button and it will work. It's just a little glitchy thing in Microsoft Word. So one of the most important things where students end up losing a lot of points on this particular assignment is that you are asked to describe how or whether or not the source will be useful and how it will be. So a lot of students just don't end up doing that and they lose a good amount of points. So you see that here in the example that you have to do that. And I'm just going to kind of scan down here and see source evaluation. So you get 20 points for explaining the value of the source to the paper. This source will be useful because of blah, 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 or whatever. So that's 20 points right off the top if you don't do that. Always look at the rubric before you do your assignment. So what I would say, a good piece of advice in every single class that you take is you want to read your instructions first, then look through the rubric, then do the assignment, and then you want to come back and grade yourself. So, you come back, you have your assignment out there, before you submit it to me, you have it and you look at it and you go, okay, Did I choose 2 scholarly sources relevant to the topic? Yes, I did. So I should get 40 points for that. You know, obviously you're not going to know exactly how the teacher's going to grade. Are my annotations clear and concise? This way, you know whether you chose 2 scholarly sources. But say something like this, whether I think it's clear and concise or not quite as clear, that might be a judgment call. But you'll look at this and decide, I think that it was as clear and concise as it could be. I did explain, the value of the sources. I don't see any errors. You might have some, but look for them. Just grade yourself. Did you proofread it, So that's kind of what you want to do is read the instructions, do the assignment, and then grade yourself with the rubric. But look at the rubric first, because sometimes there's stuff in the rubric that I have to grade for that maybe just, is either whoever wrote the assignment assumes that the student should already know this, or for whatever reason, either it's not mentioned, it's mentioned somewhere else, or it's just kind of skimmed over in the instructions and it's easy to miss. So sometimes something that doesn't seem like a very big deal in the instructions, you get 20 points for in the rubric. So always read the rubric in classes to see what your teacher's going to be graded for, and always just kind of grade your own paper. So if you have any questions at all, please let me know, and I am always here.